A Tunisian court sentenced 8 defendants to death on Tuesday over the 2013 assassination of leftist opposition figure Mohamed Brahmi, according to local reports. Charges included attempting to change the state's nature and inciting armed conflict, local media reported. 3 of the defendants also received additional death sentences for deliberate participation in premeditated murder, according to the reports. A 9th, who is on the run, was sentenced to 5 years in prison for failing to report terrorist crimes to the authorities, said the reports. Tunisia still hands down death sentences, particularly in terrorism cases, even though a de facto moratorium in effect since 1991 means they are effectively commuted to life terms. The verdict marked the first set of rulings in the case of Brahmi's assassination, which took place outside his home on July 25, 2013, amid Tunisia's turbulent post-revolution political landscape. Demonstrators took to the streets across the country, as Brahmi's distinctive round face and thick mustache became symbols of protest against militant violence. Brahmi, a nationalist left-wing leader of the People's Movement and member of Tunisia's Constituent Assembly, was an outspoken critic of the Islamist-inspired government dominated by Ennahda at the time. His assassination further shocked the nation as it came less than 6 months after the killing of another prominent leftist figure, Chakri Belaid, who was also gunned down outside his home. Brahmi had been elected in Sidi Bouzid, the birthplace of the 2011 revolution that toppled ex-President Zine El Abidine Ben Ali and later swept through the Arab world. He was shot 14 times by 2 assailants in front of his wife and children. His family had long accused Ennahda of being behind the murder, but the then-ruling party denied the allegations. It had also pushed back against accusations of excessive leniency, blacklisting the formerly legal Salafist movement Ansar al-Sharia as a terrorist organization. Fighters affiliated with the Islamic State claimed responsibility for both the Brahmi and Belaid assassinations. The aftermath of the 2011 revolution saw a surge in Islamist radicalism in Tunisia, with thousands of volunteers leaving to fight in Syria, Iraq, and neighboring Libya. Tunisia faced heightened security threats, with armed groups operating from the Chambi Mountains near the Algerian border, primarily targeting security forces and the military. In 2015, attacks in Sousse and the capital Tunis killed dozens of tourists and police, although authorities say they have since made significant progress against the extremists. In recent years, Tunisian authorities claim significant progress in combating violence, but the country remains under a state of emergency. In 2022, President Kais Saied, who has framed the murders of Brahmi and Belaid as national issues and often called them martyrs, dismissed dozens of judges after alleging they had obstructed investigations. The high-profile killings and the mass protests they drew ultimately forced Ennahda to relinquish power to a technocratic government following the adoption of a new constitution. The crisis had nearly derailed Tunisia's fragile democratic transition. But political dialogue led by 4 civil society organizations, including the Tunisian General Labor Union, helped restore stability and earn the nation of 12 million the 2015 Nobel Peace Prize.